What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome back again for another video tonight. Well, last night was a great night. We finally got a quality win from the Bulls. Let's talk about that right after this.
You're listening to Chicago Bulls Nation, your home for all things Chicago Bulls.
All right, Bulls Nation. So, good win against the Cavs. Much needed, if I might add, because it hangs in the balance there, whether we're going to be 6th or 7th seed. But having a firm control on our destiny right now, because we are leading 2 games ahead of those 2 teams. Not only 2 games ahead, but the tiebreaker. That is very crucial because from the way it's looking right now, 5th seed will be our best case scenario. Although I wanted the 4th seed to have a home court advantage, but because whether it might be Boston, it's looking like it'll be either Boston, Milwaukee, or Philadelphia at this point, right? We don't know. The East is so jam-packed right now that anything could happen. Best case scenario for us, I really wanted Boston. I think we match up well with them. I know they're hot right now. I know they're playing great basketball. But personnel-wise, they don't have that big that would dominate us. I feel like, in that post area that we could sustain them, especially now that Patrick Williams is back. Alex Caruso is starting to get his legs back under him. And then if we do get Lonzo Ball back, I feel like that would really help us tremendously against the Boston Celtics. With that being said, we might still get 4th. You never know. It's so again, the standings are so interconnected in the East right now that you never know. However, on this Bulls, started off hot. I love what they did in the first half. It looks like, we were the old Bulls. And what I mean by that is our defense was just clicking. There was always somebody in the middle, whether it be Caruso or Javante or sometimes Ayo. So when somebody tries to go in the middle, there's always a hedge. Somebody would try to stop them and then prevent them from, moving forward. And then that kind of changed. Not because of the Bulls changed, but the Cavs changed. Cleveland went to the good old pick and roll to death, the Bulls. And you can see it. It's not that we're bad on pick and roll. Because I watched the game in a lens of, all right, because I rewatched the encore on Comcast. And I was just like, all right, are we just bad on pick and roll defense or is it the personnel? It is the personnel. It's Vooch. Because I've seen different instances where the Cavs on the second half were running pick and roll and they weren't successful because they were doing it on Javante. And Javante would just switch over because he's fast enough to get the guard. Now, can we sustain that? Of course not, because that means Vooch is going to be on the bench. And there are stretches where we needed Vooch. This is where finally, as the title of this, Billy did some coaching, even though it's a bit late. I feel like it was a bit late. It was we made the Cavs made a comeback, which shouldn't have happened. We should have just put the fire out easily, like or immediately right away. But they hedge the pick and roll. They blitz it. Now, like what Stacey King is saying, you can't do that all the time. They gotta find a way to make Vooch. If we wanted Vooch on the game, they're gonna pick and roll him to death. When Vooch is not in the game, it's not as effective, but at the same time, we also need his rebounding and his offense. It almost feels like we have to play some sort of either the personnel. If Vooch is in the game, we need to have some quick rotation because we just gotta blitz that every time. That means the backside is gonna be open, so whoever is on the weak side should be able to help right away. And that means we can't have Vooch, DeRozan at the same time, because for the most part, DeRozan is gonna be in the backside. Either that's gonna be Patrick Williams or DJ, because they need to be big and athletic as well, to be able to rotate fully. And also with that, if we're going to blitz all the time, Vooch needs to learn how to blitz properly, which is prevent the other guard, the opposing guard, to pass the ball easily. So that would give time for the rotation to fill in the gaps. But I like the fact that Billy made some adjustments. Finally, some actual real-time coaching that we've seen from Billy. And there's no doubt Billy's a good coach. It's just that recently, or historically, it feels like Billy is just, relying on his good players, whether it's on the offense or defense. From half court, you see the difference here. On fast break, yes, last night we had some good fast break. It's because of our defense was clicking. We prevented Cavs with like 16 points in the first quarter. That is unheard of. Even right now, the final score, they didn't score 100. We also didn't score 100. But you can see we have more fast break offense. And when the game breaks down, when it slows down, and that's going to happen in the playoffs, this is where DeRozan is killing it. Because this is something that DeRozan, I would say, has a leg up on Levine. He could operate on an ISO ball. We all know that DeRozan is really effective on that, on the half court, because of his mid-range game. With Levine, it's mostly, one-on-one, step back three-pointer or drive to the hoop. But drive to the hoop, sometimes they barricade him. So this is going to be an interesting, matchup, in the playoffs. We're going to get into the playoffs regardless of what happens. We are. Play in or not, there's no doubt we're going to be in the playoffs. It'll be interesting how, at right now, the coaching staff needs to be on the video trying to figure out how to defend the pick and roll using Vooch, because they are targeting him every single time. And we made some good adjustments yesterday, a bit late, but we did. You can see Cavs were rattled when we started blitzing the pick and roll, even though it lasted. We went back to a 10-point lead again, and I feel like Caruso's energy, he almost had a triple-double last night. His energy is evident here. We just need to integrate Patrick Williams back, because I think he's gonna release the pressure of Vooch being able to go up on those pick and roll and trap the guard. Because if Patrick Williams is on the backside, he could help out. He's a bigger forward, 6'7". He definitely has size and the athleticism to go back, and also this, like the body to hang out with the big guys doing the pick and roll. Even with Evan Mobley, yeah, I know Mobley has a big height advantage over him, but I think he can stop him enough so we can go back to our matchup. But yeah, I'm happy with what I saw last night. We did get a win. I know it's the Cavaliers, but hey, we lost against the Pelicans and the Kings, so we should take this win as a good victory for us. Especially, it's an important matchup. Now we all just gotta, win the game tomorrow night to get some separation within these guys and maybe get closer to the 4th seed, because it's getting really tight on the East. But thank you for watching, guys. Thank you, Bulls Nation, once again. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.